6 3-win teams, 5 2-win teams. Third of the league has 3 or fewer wins entering week number 11. What is the coaching carousel front looking like right now with about, what would you say, 7 games writ large left for everybody here?
Yes. Well, so we already have the 2 coaching changes, right? So the Jets, obviously, made their move quite some time ago. The Saints are now in that category too. I get asked a lot who the next team would be. I mean, I think the Jaguars are the staff there is fighting for their job. Obviously Chicago's in that boat too now, having offloaded an offensive coordinator. So, this could be a year where we wind up with 7 or 8 openings, and it'll be interesting because I think, you've got guys in different buckets this year. I don't think that there's like an overload of candidates from one bucket, so you have, the offensive mastermind types. Ben Johnson certainly in that grouping. I think he's going to be picky, the Lions offensive coordinator. Does Cliff Kingsbury get another shot? Now, he sort of hits multiple things as the former head coach and an offensive guy. You have an older offensive mind, which isn't as common in Todd Monken with the Ravens. A lot of people like what he's done there. Then you got the ex-players, right? Like, so your Dan Campbell model, your D'Amico Ryans model. Could a guy like Aaron Glenn, be the next one there? And then hovering over it all, we have the Death Star, right? Like we have the old Death Star of the last 25 years, which is Bill Belichick, So it should be interesting, and I think it's I don't know that there's like one trend this year that everybody's going to be pulling on. It feels like, again, like there are multiple buckets to pull from. And so that part of it's going to be interesting. As for, like, again, the in-season changes, I think the Jaguars, once they sort of survive that London turn, I don't know if they're going to fire coaches soon, but I don't think things are completely great in that building or have been. So it'll be interesting to see where that one goes. As for Chicago, I think this week was probably their move. I don't think the McCaskies would do anything in season. So
I don't know who's going to do anything in season right now anyway, unless it's like a full-on revolt from a fan base. And I don't see that. It's obviously, down the road. And you mentioned, a couple of things. I mean, Aaron Rodgers saying he thinks he will, looks like he wants to play in 2025, which what I would imagine would affect Woody Johnson's coaching search before he appears to be leaving again. And then you've got Dallas. And, when NFL Network launched, it was the Parcells show down there when Dallas kind of needed a switch after some gears spinning to just hand it off and say, you think we can't have somebody in here who wants to shop for the groceries? Well, guess what? We can, and go to work. And that, I don't know if that's a fit or if Belichick is going to have a better shot at getting gigs now than last time around, I guess. That's the
Dallas one's the Dallas one's fascinating to me, Rich, just because, like you said, like there is it's like the last time in that the contract's expiring. Like, remember Jason Garrett, how they legitimately were running a coaching search and they hadn't let him go yet. You know what I mean? Like, so it just feels like a lot of different things are on the table there with Mike McCarthy's contract running out if things don't get better. And I would go back to, why Jerry hired Bill Parcells in the first place. And I think the reason why is he needed credibility, right? Like, that was the thing. They were trying to get a stadium built. They had just been through the Dave Campo era. They had become like a little bit of a laughingstock. And so they needed credibility, which is why Jerry Jones was willing to hand the keys over to Bill Parcells. Are they at that point again? Mm-hmm. I think it's a fair question. Like, are they or are they not at that point again where they feel like they need credibility? They need somebody to come in and, turn the ship. It's an interesting one. And I think, I don't know if I put it at the top of the list, but it's certainly on the list of jobs you'd consider, like that might fit for Belichick.
And I guess full circle here, Albert. I appreciate you, speaking of Dallas, for closing the curtains behind you.
You want me to open them? I can.
Go ahead. Let's see if this is like an AT&T Stadium situation right here, because
let the sun shine in. Albert.
Oh, see, right? I can't even see now. See, oh my God! Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like.
I didn't think it looked bad, but
See, oh wow, look! It's on automatic.
Oh.
Wow, of course, Bezos is putting him in a nice spot. Ooh. Look at that. Wow. Normally, I'm used to those big old,
use your
plastic rods that you have to, you gotta shove them together and shove like a waste basket up against it to make sure it doesn't have a crease. Look at that.
The first time with this one, I yanked it and I was afraid I broke it because it started moving. I was like, whoa, what's going on there? So I'm not accustomed to it either. But
just expensive. What is it? Bezos won't miss it. He won't know. Get out of here. But there it is. See? I mean, if only Jerry had curtains like that, brother. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.